You know what really grinds my gears?
Well, if you saw the title, you're going to see I'm going to go on a rant tonight. And so here we go. eBay. I've been using eBay for 4 or 5 years now. I had my own store, still have my own store, doing very well, I might add. And what I want to let you guys know about is if you are on eBay, there are scams there. There's a lot of scammers, and everybody thinks, oh, the scammers are the sellers. Well, they're not. And I want to tell you a couple stories that happened to me recently. One's happening right now, which is why I'm angry. eBay scams. They work both ways. Sure, you get sellers on there that sell stuff that looks really good, too good to be true. Then you get it home and it's crap. And then there's the eBay money back guarantee, which you can get your money back most of the time. I'm not talking about the buyers, or excuse me, I'm not talking about the sellers. I am a seller, and I am not out to scam anybody. If you go to my eBay store, what I have is what I have. Lately, I've been selling a lot of my Star Wars toys collection, which you can see some of it behind me. Just for the simple fact I have too much. I let it get out of hand. I tend to get obsessed over things. And this is what happens. And believe me, this isn't even half of it. I've been trying to sell it over the past few months. I have sold a lot of stuff. Still got a lot of stuff to go. So if you're interested, hit me up with an email, which I'll put right here, or go to my eBay store, Jenner Custom Toys. Okay, with that said, and I didn't mean to plug myself, but might as well while I'm here. Scammers. Let's start 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I had an auction up for a bunch of Star Wars figures. They nice figures. They were good to moderate condition. They weren't mint condition, and I put that in the ad that they weren't mint condition. They were just good. They played with, used. They're 45-year-old toys, and that's how I sold them. And the buyer paid $350 for them. I think it was $350. The guy ended up being from Spain. So, okay, $350, that's a little more than I thought I was going to get. So I went and I packed them up and then I sent them to Spain. And next thing you know, I forgot about it because it takes a while to get out of the country when I'm using the international shipping. I get an email saying that he wants a return. Now, what a return is means he wants his money back. Okay, the way a return is supposed to work is the buyer doesn't like what they get and they return it for money, just like if you go to Walmart and do a return. But this guy was like, he said they were, what was the reason? Oh, actually, he didn't say they were damaged or anything. What he said was when he went to his post office, or whatever they call a post office in Spain, I'm assuming it's called a post office, they charged him for international shipping, which is really up there. If you've ever tried to mail anything out of the country, it's ridiculously expensive. So he didn't want to pay that. And so he tried to get a return for that. And I'm like, I considered it. Because I was like, well, I get it, but and then he started blaming me, saying that I ripped him off. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, buddy, I didn't rip you off. You're the one that bid $351. That's how much it was. I said, you're the one that bid $351 on it, and I said it says right there, buyer pays shipping, so they pay for the shipping. I don't pay for the shipping; they do. So of course, there's taxes and tariffs. I don't know what all's involved in receiving stuff from out of the country. I've never really dealt with it. I use a shipping service through eBay, so basically they take care of all that for me. So yeah, he was refusing to pick it up from the post office, and he wanted his money back. Well, I'm like, well, I get it. A little angry because he ruined an auction for me, because I'd rather just have the cash and be done with the stuff I'm trying to get rid of. And so eBay couldn't send him a return shipping label because he never picked it up. He just refused to pick it up at his post office. So it sat there. And he almost won the return. I actually had to call eBay and the 800 number and talk to a representative to say, look, this guy refuses to pay the postage. It's not a broken item. It's not as pictured under there. So I won that, and I dealt with some really good people whenever I did that. I won that. He didn't get his return. It's his own damn fault if he didn't pick it up at the post office. So after a couple weeks, I got a notification saying the post office was returning it because it was never picked up. Okay, fine. And if I'd have got it back, I might have sent the guy his money just for good karma. I still haven't got it back yet. It's been 3 months. Yeah, it was around my birthday, which was in May. So this is October. So yeah, it's been quite a while. I haven't received the product back, and he keeps sending me harassing emails, and I'm like, I'm not going to give you your money back until I get my stuff back. It's only fair. It's not my fault that you wouldn't go to the post office and pick it up. Now, I do have the records that said that he actually did not pick it up at the post office. So this guy's not lying. He didn't want to pay the shipping, and he tried to get out of it and get his money back, saying that, I tried to rip him off. But buyer pay shipping. So, excuse me. So that's one scam. That's why I'm not sending out of the country very much anymore unless I know the people. And I have a lot of customers out of the country that purchase stuff from my eBay page. I'll do the repeat buyers whenever I had good experiences. But a good way to tell is if you're selling on eBay and somebody buys something, click on their profile and go to their feedback. Well, two things. Click on their profile. See when they joined eBay. Because a lot of people, a lot of scammers, I don't want to say people because scammers are scum. They're not people. A lot of scammers will just join eBay. It's today's, October 20th? Yeah, today's October 20th. You'll go and click on their name and find out they just joined on October 10th. All right, something's a little fishy about that. Zero feedback. Oh, it's a fake account. Or it's one they doctored up. Because they can doctor it up with one of those prepaid debit cards. So they could just be there for a couple of days and be done. And I find it through experience of talking to other sellers, those are also people that are ordering stuff and returning it, but not actually returning it, which is what the next story is going to be about. So yeah, check and see how long they've been on eBay. Check their feedback. Their feedback's important. If they have zero feedback, I say don't sell them to them. Don't sell anything to them. It's a shame that a few honest people are going to have to slip through the cracks on that. But I've been dealing with this for 4 or 5 years now, and they're just a nightmare. There's people out there just trying to rip you off. And, I'll sell like a little $10 thing. Like, this is just something I was working on tonight. It's a middle leg for R2D2. I think it's like $10 in my store. I'm not going to argue with it. You don't like it, here's your $10 back. I'm not going to send you a shipping label and pay for the return shipping and just, spend $20 to get my $10 back. I'm not that stupid. So, fine, and you get a few people that are dishonest about that too, but it is what it is. But these, the big ticket items, the high money is what these people are trying to rip you off at. So I'm very careful who I send to now, especially if it's out of the country. Now, this news story I have to tell you is the second thing to watch out for. And this is the one that actually bit me in the ass. So I want to this is why I'm doing the video, because I'm just dealing with this today. Okay. October 11th, I ran an auction and it went off. It was another group of Star Wars figures. I said in the description, they were just beaters. What a beater is just something old and beat up. I was using them for displays like you see behind here, just standing there to make the toys look good. And I've been selling a lot of them. And the actual grouping of beaters that I had assembled was probably worth maybe $50 to $60. So I threw up for opening bid for $20. $20. I try to be reasonable with my prices. I was expecting 50 at the most. Well, on auction day, this one sold for $219. And I was like, I should have known right then and there. I should have known this ain't right. Because I said right in the description, these are from poor to good quality. Some have been painted. They're just old Star Wars figures. I mean, they're not junk, but they're not worth that much money. No, there's no way they're worth that much money. But the auction went up. I was honest about it in the description. I said poor to good condition, missing accessories, guns, and stuff like that. So long story short, this guy, $214. So I'm like, okay. And this is one of those things that's too good to be, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. So fine. I shipped it because I had a lot of other stuff going out that week. So I was doing my play sets and everything like that. I sent it out. I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. The guy was, the address on that one was Florida. So I'm like, all right, what's in the States? Because I don't sell my auctions out of the country anymore because of the guy from Spain. Still waiting on those to come back. Still not here. Still getting harassing emails once in a while from him. I get his frustration, but it is what it is. Go to the post office, pick up your shit, then file a proper return. We could have worked it out. So I send it out. This guy in Florida, no big deal. Went out October 11th. And about 4 days later, he wants a return. And I'm like, oh, why? He said it was damaged. And I sent him a message. I said, how was it damaged? He said, it just was. He said there was paint scratches, and I'm like, dude, and I corrected him right then and there. I said, in the description, I told you they were in poor to good condition. Some were good condition. None of them was mint. They're beaters. And he's like, I don't care. This isn't what I want. All right. And then he filed a return with eBay, and I get the official notification from eBay saying he filed a return. I says, do me a favor. I said, send me a picture of the damage. Because honestly, when he first said damaged, I thought like maybe the post office smashed a box and broke something in there or something like that. No, he wouldn't send me a picture of the damaged items. He said he didn't want them. I'm like, well, right there, that's buyer's remorse. You probably realize you paid too much for them. So I'm like, fine, and I was getting ready to just okay the refund. And $200 ain't gonna kill me. I make a lot of money doing this and selling these things. Get it back, resell it. That's what I'm gonna do because I'm always honest about it. And so okay, it comes to that, and today was the day that the return came to when eBay gives you a deadline. Today was the deadline. Where I had to make a decision. Of course, I'm like, all right, return it. And the way that works is I tell eBay, go ahead, send this guy a return shipping slip. Shipping slip with, the mail. The guy's in Florida. Sent the slip. I paid for that slip to ship it back here, so I got to pay the return shipping. He claims there's a problem with the slip. Well, there shouldn't be a problem with the slip. I have the package size. I know exactly what it weighed and know what was in there. So eBay sends me a letter saying that they tried to send him a slip, but he claims there is a problem with the shipping slip. And I'm like, oh, Christ, here we go. So I call eBay because I went to get another shipping slip, but it wouldn't let me. It told me I had to go an outside source to get it. Here, what happened was the guy doesn't live in Florida. He lives in Puerto Rico. He had it sent to Florida and then got it. I don't know if he was on vacation or a friend of his got it. He wanted to return it from Puerto Rico with the extra added shipping. And this is a scam. They know full well that I'm not going to spend that much money on shipping because the shipping will be close to $100. So he's sitting there with my figures and wants me to pay for a shipping envelope from Puerto Rico. No, that wasn't the original deal. So I call eBay, and I've been on eBay phone line for over an hour. And the lady was really nice. I mean, they always are. A little hard to understand, but hey, it is what it is. And the lady's telling me, well, she's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, I just want to cancel the return. I said, the guy's lying in the first place. And she agreed with me, but she didn't have the power to cancel the return. So I said, well, let me talk to your supervisor or someone that can actually cancel this return, because that was the first route I went. And then they told me that they couldn't because it's eBay's money back guarantee. So basically, any idiot buyer can just say something's damaged without pictures or anything, and they get their money back. Fine. I mean, I've done plenty of returns over the past 5 years. It happens. It sucks, but it happens. And you pretty much just have to take that one up the poop chute. But the problem is this guy with his shipping labels, he knows if I don't take care of the shipping as a seller, if I don't take care of the shipping to have this package sent back, he knows eBay's automatically just going to give him the money without the return. So he's getting, and it's only $50 worth of shit, but it's $200 some out of my pocket because I already got paid for the auction. So he gets to keep the items and he gets a full refund, which would be the $200. That's why it's coming out of my pocket, not his. It's bullshit. And I don't want you guys to fall for it. And there's other scams out there too. I could talk about 2 hours about this, but I'm going to cut this video a little short. I just want to make you guys aware, if you're an eBay seller, some of these buyers are scams. So my recommendation is, as soon as somebody buys something off you, before you even think of packing it up, check their feedback, check how long they've been on eBay. If they've been on, like me, if you check mine, you'll see I've been on like 5-6 years total is what my account was. My store is actually 5 years old. You'll see I have 99.7% positive feedback, I think. And there's a couple in there, the customers weren't happy with their stuff. It happens. But I think I got over 7,000 pieces of feedback, so 1 or 2 complainers really isn't going to matter. But I always take care of them if they're right. I'm sure this guy probably leave me negative feedback. I tried to leave him negative feedback, but it wouldn't let me. That's fishy too. Why can't a seller leave negative feedback on a buyer, but a buyer can do it on a seller? If you understand eBay, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, well, It is what it is. But yeah, I'm really, really frustrated tonight about that. And I've had plenty of returns over the past 5 years. Usually I just take care of it. They send the product back, or sometimes I just say keep it. I'm sorry, not happy with it, because I'm not perfect. My painting sucks. I've messed up a few figures hand painting, and the customer wasn't happy. And sometimes they send them back, sometimes they don't. Okay, I take care of them, try to make them happy. It's what I do. So yeah, be careful if you're an eBay seller. eBay buyers, there's scammers out there too that are sellers. I'm not one of them. I hope you never run into one, but they are out there. Just remember, on eBay, if it sounds too good to be true, on both sides, it probably is. So that's my rant for tonight. I'm still working. It's really hot down here because I'm trying to cure some clear resin. I got to keep it 80 degrees in this room. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Who knows what kind of video I'm going to do next? I've been in such a weird mood lately. I never know. All right, have a good night.
It's just Bruce. He don't bite. Hello.